Firefighters from 5 agencies battled extremely cold conditions to put out a fire in the southeast metro. The fire broke out around 2 o'clock this morning. It happened at the Fox family farm along 160th Street East. That's between Rosemont and Hastings. A chicken barn was fully engulfed and destroyed. No word on how many chickens died. Firefighters had to haul water to the scene, and the water quickly turned to ice. It took 2 hours to get the fire under control.
Volunteers are helping a Monticello family whose horse barn caught fire. The boarding stable called Bit of Heaven caught fire early yesterday. The homeowner says 6 horses died in the fire, along with 2 family dogs and about 24 barn cats. The horses boarded outside survived. Many volunteers showed up with hay horse tacks, some halters, all battling the bitter temperatures to keep the surviving animals healthy, while others started the difficult process of cleaning up.
And our biggest concern was getting them water, because if you don't have running water, it will freeze. So with the help of some family friends, we were able to run some electric out there to get that going.
The property owners don't own any of the horses, but their son says they feel heavy guilt for what happened. The family has set up a PayPal account for those who would like to make a donation. The money would go towards supplies needed to support the animals. So if you'd like to donate, you can take a look at WCCO.com.
Starting today, the minimum wage is going up in Minnesota. Rates are adjusting for inflation and will bump up to $9.65 per hour for people working for large employers. That applies to companies who make more than $500,000 a year. Small employers making less than that will have to pay their employees $7.87 per hour. Governor Mark Dayton claims this change will impact more than 250,000 hourly workers in our state. A new city ordinance will apply to people working within Minneapolis. Back in June, the city of Minneapolis voted to increase the minimum wage to $10 an hour for people working for large employers. It will eventually increase to $15 per hour by the year 2022.
The first week of the new year will bring changes in how Minnesota is represented in Washington, D.C. Senator Al Franken's resignation is effective tomorrow. Franken announced his plans to leave the Senate after a string of sexual misconduct allegations. Minnesota Lieutenant Governor Tina Smith will be sworn in by former Vice President Walter Mondale on Wednesday. She's vowing to hit the ground running after being appointed by Governor Mark Dayton. Smith tells the Star Tribune she has fundamental differences in values and approaches with President Donald Trump and some of her new Republican colleagues. But Smith says she's looking forward to working with her colleagues across the aisle on places where we can accomplish something. She cites infrastructure as an area where they could find common ground.
Thanks to donations from the community, the heat will soon be fully restored at Gethsemane Lutheran Church in Minneapolis. The boiler went out last week at the church, but it couldn't afford the $50,000 repair bill. Threatened the church's low-cost daycare, which funds its food ministry, serving more than 4,000 people a month. The $50,000 was raised by Friday, and the generosity kept coming.
So we're going to present a check for $10,000 this morning.
That's a lot of money.
It is.
That is just fantastic. With a surprise donation, the church has received more than $67,000. They plan to use any extra money to pay off the loan they got to open the daycare.